In this video, I'd like to illustrate putting together a spreadsheet that can be uploaded to RStudio Cloud, getting some descriptive statistics using RStudio, estimating regressions, and presenting the results. One of the richest data sets that are fairly easy to work with is College Scorecard data. If you Google College Scorecard data, it's going to take you to this website where you can get different kinds of files. The one that looks most feasible to me is the most recent institutional level data. When I download that, I see that there's thousands of institutions, like 7,000 different institutions, different colleges and universities with over 100 different indicators. Now, so to understand all this, I went back to the website and I see that there is a documentation tab. When I click on the documentation tab, I see there's some technical, there's some API, but there's a data dictionary. When you download the data dictionary, it takes you to this spreadsheet where they explain the different data sources, where the data comes from, and name of each data element, where it comes from, and some description. So I can see that there's an institution name, a city, there is lots of other things. How many, if they have a program in languages. What can we do with this data? Well, one of the things that I was interested in is to see whether earnings of graduates are affected by faculty salaries. So this looks like hundreds of different fields. So let me search for earnings of, well, I have earnings of students. Believe it or not, that's going to take me, okay, here we go. Here's a mean or median earnings of students working and not enrolled 10 years after entry. Well, fantastic. That actually is exactly what I want. And the variable name is MD earn WNEP 10. Let's see if they have faculty salaries. So faculty salary, is that going to work? Well, there we go. Here is a faculty salary. What do they tell me about that? It comes from the school, and the variable name is average fac sal, and it's a average faculty salary per month, because I have to keep that in mind and compiled from human resources and da-da-da. And I should certainly read all the details, but for the purposes of this video, I've got my two variables. Maybe I can grab a little more. Let's see if I can get it from the data. So right now I'm in the data dictionary spreadsheet, but if I go to the original data, let's search this top row, which has the variable names, and the name that the field that we were looking for was MD underscore, well, MD for median underscore earn. Is it going to take me there? Oh yeah, here we go. I think that's this. And median earnings WNEP 10. So to make this manageable, I'm going to copy that whole column and paste it. How about I paste it here on a clean sheet? Shift insert, because probably what I also want from this data is not just the variable names. I would like to also know the institution, so that I can do some spot checks to make sure that what I'm getting makes sense. We can even see how Union College is doing. So I'm going to copy these three columns and put them in this new sheet, where I'm going to assemble the variables that I want. By the way, should we look to see where Union College is? Let's just do this for funsies. Union College. Okay. All right. Pacific Union College. That's not us. Union College in Kentucky. That's not us. Nebraska. That's not us. There we go. Union College is connected in New York. 65,400. So that's not bad. 10 years after graduation. And I need to get some other variables. So let me go here. The one that I wanted was a faculty salary. So let me search that top row again. That was AVG fac sal, and perfect. That's what it is. 6,000. That's monthly. That makes sense. That's in the right ballpark. Copy, and I'm gonna put it. Oh dear, I'm gonna put it all the way. I need to find the top again. And one moment. And up. Oopsie. There. I'm gonna shift insert. There we go. I have my earnings. I have a faculty salary, and what else could I want? Let's go back to the dictionary. One of the things that I might be interested is in what kind of institution are we talking about? So there's this variable ownership. No. Locale. And how about this one? Control. Whether it's a public institution, private, non-profit, private for-profit. So let's grab that data as well. So control, I think control was like right at the beginning. It's one of the important variables. Here we go, control. So let's take that, copy, and go to this sheet. And now we have control shift insert, and well, that it gives us a code. It doesn't give us private or public. It gives us a code. So we're going to have to probably turn that into some qualitative variable. But now what we see here that we also have missing values for Charles of Italy Beauty College. We're missing the faculty salaries. So we want to get rid of these. We want to clean this data up. How could we clean this data nicely in Excel without using any coding? Well, perhaps we could just make sure that we have all the odd numbers together. So let's sort the whole spreadsheet by, let's see what happened here. I wanna sort the whole spreadsheet by by median salary. Let's try that. We're gonna go here. Oops, expand selection. Sure, yes, we want the whole spreadsheet to be selected, and we see that we have some numbers over here, but on the bottom somewhere the numbers stop. And the nulls will begin. And I want to delete all the rows that have the nulls. So let's highlight this and go all the way down where all of the nulls are and delete that. Okay, everybody. All where we don't have numbers, let's get rid of those observations. Delete. And we're going to do the same thing with the other variable. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to sort it. Yes, expand selection. Go back to the point where the nulls begin. Oops, here they are. So this is very manual, very laborious. If you want to learn how to do this using coding, you can take my other classes, but let's delete this. Okay. Okay, great. Now, I'm going to say delete. Perfect. Now, what are we going to do with this control variable that takes values 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3 to indicate public, private, not-for-profit, and private for-profit. So let's create a new column called type. And let's put public where we have ones, private not-for-profit where we have twos, and private for-profit where we have threes. To make that easier, let's sort the data again. We're really making good use of that sort function. And so here we have ones, and we know that one means that it's public. So I'm going to say public. I'm going to copy that, copy, yep, and go all the way down where not ones are, and lots of public institutions apparently, and there, and a little more. Okay, here are the public institutions. Fantastic. And arrow, and we're going to, these number 2 from the data dictionary. Let's just verify that we're doing this right. Yes, 2 means private, not for profit. So let's go there. Private, not for profit. And we're going to copy that and paste it all the way down to where we have twos. Oopsie. And oopsie, there. Maybe now. Okay. And shift insert. So you get the idea. Now basically I can create a categorical variable this way. So this is a pretty cleaned up data set. Let's see if are these really the not-for-profit? Yeah, Ohio Christian, that makes sense. University of California, Berkeley, that's public. So here's how we could clean up the data, right? So if I have data like this, I can upload it to RStudio Cloud. So I actually, what I did, I actually added a little more. I added one more column. I added admit rate because maybe that also affects how much graduates are earning. And I don't need the control column anymore because what's in the control column is captured by the type variable. So so this is a cleaned up spreadsheet with 3 quantitative variables, 1 qualitative variable, information on what the colleges are. Let's save that as a CSV file. So I'm going to say save as. Sure, in my downloads, I'm going to call it college data as a CSV delimited file. Yes, I want to replace it. Perfect. This is okay. And this is, yes, okay. So now we're ready to go to RStudio Cloud. Let's upload that file. Actually, I already uploaded it. Cancel, but I want to upload it again. So I want to delete this old one. And upload. Go to my downloads folder, great. Did I forget? Yeah, okay, oh, that's good. I have it, okay. All right, hold on. I'm gonna choose this one, open. Okay, there we go. And we can now use it. Let's write some code here. We're gonna use the tidyverse package. Oops, maybe not. Maybe RStudio needs to reload a little bit, but that's okay. We can handle this. Let me just refresh that whole thing. Oh, don't have access, really? Really? While I'm recording? Seriously? Your workspace. Okay. My workspace is projects. Let's go to projects. 243 examples. Okay. Well, fortunately, I saved my college data and regressions. So this should work. The college data is there. Perfect. So we want to use the tidyverse package and the Stargazer package. I previously installed the Stargazer package in this project. I'm going to load the college data. All right, we have 1,700 colleges and universities. That's terrific data. We have 7 variables. Let's check that to see how they were all loaded in. Admit rate, well, the admit rate looks like it's in a decimal rather than percent. Here's the average faculty salary. Here's the earnings of graduates. We have the type. This is fantastic. So I need to manipulate the data. I could have done this in Excel, but I certainly want to create a log of the graduate salaries. I want to convert the faculty salaries onto 12-month salary, and I want to take a log of it as well. And finally, I want to convert the admit rate, which is in decimal, into a percentage, so that if a school has a 60% acceptance rate, it says 60. So that we know how to do using the mutate function. So I'm going to run that. Now, if I want to see descriptive statistics, I could use the old summary function, and that gives me what's the minimum, maximum, median, mean of each of these variables. For example, admit rate goes from 4.7% for Stanford University, I believe, all the way to 100. But this is not a very pretty format. The Stargazer format is much prettier, so I'm gonna run that. Fantastic. I would probably not show the descriptive statistics for the logs, so I would delete these 2 rows from the table, but we can see that the earnings of graduates, mean is 43,000, faculty salaries on 92,000, admit rate on average is 67%. That's terrific. So let's run some regressions. Oh, by the way, sometimes if you do more manipulations using tidyverse, the Stargazer likes to use a data frame that's specifically declared as a data frame using this function as a data frame. So sometimes you have to do that in here because it gives us the same thing. Now, let's create our first model to see what is the relationship between a log of faculty salaries and the graduate salaries. Oh, clearly, you can see there's a positive and significant relationship, but maybe that's because high salaries are also at schools that have low admit rates. So let's control for admit rates, because admit rates also affect salary. And well, actually the coefficient did not change very much, but again, indeed, we see that the higher the admit rate, the lower graduate salaries. Although the effect is not as big as I would have expected, but it's okay, we'll take that. Let's add some dummy variables. Let's add type. Type takes 3 different values. Here it looks like what was emitted is private not-for-profit. And so we can see that public universities or graduates of public schools earn looks like 6% less than graduates of private universities or private colleges. And let's put these 3 models into one table that we could put into our paper. It's sort of compactly presenting the results. Indeed, salaries, there's almost there's a few double faculty salaries, you less than double the graduate salaries, but clearly there's a positive relationship. And this is a pretty good start to an empirical project, a simple empirical project where we started out with some raw data. We had to do some cleaning to it using some Excel skills that were no more complicated than sorting and deleting rows. And we uploaded that clean data to RStudio, created descriptive statistics, ran some regressions, and presented the results of those regressions in a nice table. And so that's it for this video.